Hello, you guys. We are back with yet another video. We are the Idealist Conspiracy. Today's video is about relationship expectations. You know, when you expect your partner to take out the trash and they don't, and you be all mad and stuff like that.
Hey, for real.
Something along, something along
Something a
those
little
lines.
more serious, but
Right. Something
but
along the lines, you know. Amal, introduce yourself yet again.
my name is Amal Allen Ofunbile Nani Shabo.
The credential man, as I like to call. We're gonna jump right into the topic: relationship expectations. And I'm sick, you guys, so forgive my cough drop sucking. Okay, so my first question for you, Amal, is: should you have expectations for a romantic partner?
Hell yeah. Yes, you should. I don't know what anybody told you. Yes, you should. You have expectations. But the expectations need to be reasonable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reasonable expectations are the most basic expectations. Like if we don't have the four pillars to hold up this house, then it's gonna fall through. And the four pillars are the basic respect, right? In terms of, if you're in a relationship and you give loyalty, you should be able to expect loyalty. Especially for all of those men who have this idea because of their wealth or their success that they should have a loyal woman and be able to live a disloyal life. I want to put that out there. Like, look, when has you ever been a situation in your life where you could genuinely expect something from somebody that you're not willing to give yourself? Loyalty can never be expected by someone who doesn't respect it enough to be loyal.
Right.
So loyalty is one of those reasonable expectations, if that's what you guys have discussed. Now, if this is a person that says, hey, I love you, but I do what I want, and you choose to love them, you choose to be in that relationship, by all means, right? Because what people don't understand about the reasonable expectations of being in a relationship is that there are people out here who don't want to be in a relationship. They want relationship benefits. They want relationships, right? A relationship is similar to how it is with the government, right? You don't have freedom as much as you have liberty. Liberty is limited freedoms for the safety of all, right? You have the right to run that red light if you so choose. You have the right to do that, right? You could do that. You have the freedom to do that. But liberty says we have standards, and this is the only way to keep us all safe, right? And so relationships have standards. This is the only way to keep us all safe, right? Loyalty keeps you safe physically as far as your health. Because if me and you are having sex without a condom, and you're having sex with this person and this person and this person without a condom, because you want to be free, what you're doing is you're making us unsafe.
Absolutely.
Right. So you have to, the basic of loyalty is not loyalty simply because they don't want you having sex with other people. There's safety in loyalty, right? There's safety in respect, right? It creates an area of comfort. So it's gotta have basic stuff. It has to come with that basic package. If it don't got the basic package, like imagine buying your TV and you don't get no remote.
Right.
Like the expectation is that you're gonna get up every time.
Right.
It's reasonable that the TV comes with a remote, and it's reasonable that a relationship would come with loyalty and respect. That's basic.
Y'all heard that? That's the bare minimum, he said.
Yep. Unless you are into different types of relationships. And I don't see nothing wrong with what people agree to and what is good and healthy for them. But as far as the average on agreeing, if someone agrees to loyalty is the minimum expectation.
Okay. So what should people not have to ask their partner for in a relationship?
Respect. You should never have to ask your but that's the thing too, is that you often have to ask about respect later because you didn't talk about respect at the beginning. You need to talk about respect. Like, what does respect mean to you? How do you see respect? What is disrespectful to you? What's disrespectful to me? Because I may be like, hey, if you leaving comments under half-naked dudes' pictures, that may be a problem for me. And if it's not, like, it may be an issue. Like, and I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
I don't care. But for the thing is that if that's where that person's boundary is and you choose to love them, then you are abiding by the laws of your relationship with them.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Because you want to be with them. Right? And it doesn't mean that within those laws between those two people that there's some big lines to be drawn between right and wrong. It's not. It's about what you two agreed to and being flexible.
So what are having too high of expectations in relationships? Like, what does that look like?
Well, even before we get into the relationships, the too high expectations usually start with dating. So if you dated with these extra high expectations, then the person is going to think that being with you, they're going to have to keep these high expectations. Crazy thing is like you telling me we can't go to this place to eat. That you want to go to some crazy expensive place when I'm just getting to know you. Right? That's a crazy expectation. The crazy, like, the expectation that we're gonna go out every weekend. That we're gonna spend money every weekend. That we're gonna go do something every weekend. That's crazy expectations. I don't even feel like doing something every weekend. Even if I had the money to do it every weekend, I wouldn't even feel like doing something every weekend. But on the other side is the idea that you can have your cake and eat it too is huge. Because that's probably the expectation that is like the most outlandish, but also like often is put right in front of people. Especially a lot of dudes will a lot of women will do it too. A lot of them are more sneaky about it. So you're not gonna hear it all over everything. But when dudes do it, they do it stupidly. So you end up seeing it plastered everywhere. But a lot of them are known for it, where they want you to do this, this, and this, and this, and they get to have their cake with you, but they get to eat it too somewhere else doing something else. And they have an expectation, like, I think they have an expectation in them that they can do this and that it's okay. But that where's where boundaries come in. If that person has that expectations and you don't have the boundaries that are strong enough that will allow you to leave that person, you're going to put up with stuff like that and you're going to think it's okay. And you're going to lose yourself in putting up with stuff like that. Because the part of you that's supposed to be protected is going to be harmed.
Okay, just to piggyback off of what you just said. So does that mean that, and I won't say most, some of the men are more loyal to their expectations of society's expectation of them rather than relationship expectation?
I think that's everybody. Men and women are more loyal to their unreasonable expectations of the world than they are to their relationships, for sure, by far, because we have a lot of like pervading like unrealistic expectations. Like you have a bunch of guys who don't take care of no business, don't handle nothing that needs to be handled, but think that they should get 2 women. Like, and it's like 2 women, you can't take care of yourself. And then there's these women, because they're beautiful, because they're physically attractive, they think that a man should open their wallet right off the bat and take them somewhere and spend money on them. These are crazy expectations for either one of these people to make. You being attractive don't make you a good person.
It doesn't.
You being attractive don't mean you're good to raise children with. It doesn't mean that you're good to build a family with. Like, and this man having success doesn't make him a good man. But these unreasonable expectations from people it's like it's more out there. Like the unreasonable expectations are like on Front Street. The reasonable expectations are like in the background.
Right. So how does someone assess if their expectations are too low?
I think it's usually pretty easy, because if your expectations are too low, then you have a past of emotional abuse and maybe even physical abuse. Because you become the dumpster fire for other people to dump their BS on when you have low boundaries. These individuals who tend to have high boundaries for them, where they have trust issues, or I can't trust other people, but they be doing shit you can't trust.
Right.
They always talk about how they can't trust other people.
Mm-hmm.
Those people they have thick boundaries for themselves. But those are the same people who jump over everybody else's boundaries. And
Right.
they're usually like fairly people who feel like they can be comfortably mean to other people. Those people, they're gonna dump everything they can on you if you have low boundaries. So if you're in a relationship with someone like that romantically, you're gonna be abused by them emotionally. They're gonna make you feel low. They're gonna say and do everything, and it's gonna feel like, damn, like they don't even care about me. And then the other side, you get it from family. When you get it from family, it just comes in a little bit of a different way. But most of what those relationships are family, not necessarily romantic. It's dealing with mom and dad and thinking because they're your elders and you love them that you're supposed to tolerate some level of abuse from them. Or even grandparents or any other people who say disrespectful things to people and think that they're just supposed to be heeded to because they're an elder or because they're older. Like in the culture, you're not an elder because you're older. You're elder because you've reached a point of wisdom that you've experienced through your life and through your personal experiences, your spiritual experiences that make you an elder. You're not automatically elder simply because you aged into it. You don't age into being an elder.
Right. That's funny to me for some reason. But what should people do if their expectations aren't met?
If your expectations aren't met, and we're talking about the basic and the most reasonable,
right,
then you can walk away. If we're talking about the more mid to higher level expectations, then you see who you're looking at and see whether it's worth compromising with that person. Right? Because sometimes you'll look at them and be like, okay, I can compromise on this. This isn't a big deal. You know, and sometimes you'll be like, no, ain't no compromising on this. So what we gonna do? Either you gonna come over to this side of the fence, or I'm gonna come over there, or we gonna have to separate. But if it's a reasonable expectation and they can't meet that, then you have to let them go, because what they're gonna do is they're gonna shit on you. Your relationship with them is gonna be horrible, and they're gonna hurt and offend you often. And then you're gonna find reasons to stick, because this is what nice people do. Nice, smart people convince themselves to love people that hurt them, because they know that people deal with a lot of things, and they excuse what people do to them because he's like, oh, my man, he didn't dealt with so much in his life. He was abused as a child. So it's like you convince yourself because of what they've done in their lives and what they've been through that you should accept how they're treating you. And no, you can't do that. You have to have a relationship with you, the inner you, first before you have a relationship with anybody else. And if that one isn't going well, if you're not doing well with that one, then whatever relationship you create in your life, it doesn't have a place to stand on. It has no foundation.
Right. Well, we thank you so much for that. You guys set your expectations at a reasonable level and abide by them. It'll really help your life.
Have your own inner law for you and your relationship. Do not be guided by other people's love for you. That's not a guiding principle. You have to guide yourself. No matter who's loving you or who's with you, you're going to always have to love yourself and deal with you. No one's going to save you from that. No relationship are you going to get in that's going to save you from loving yourself or the responsibility of guiding yourself. You have to do it yourself.
Can do. Well, we thank you guys so much for watching. This has been another video from the Idealist Conspiracy. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll wait while you do it. We'll wait. Just go ahead.
You can go ahead and do it right now.
Right. Right. Okay, we thank you guys so much. And we will see you in our next video.
All right, love and peace.